Good morning. Can you hear me all right? Good. Okay, so this morning my intention is to make this the guided meditation time, and this afternoon I'll answer questions. And that will keep us all awake, I think. So get comfortable and see if you can straighten your spine. No real pressure, don't become rigid. And just put some mindfulness into your posture. And relax. So today we're investigating the power of energy, the power of virya. So you can begin by checking in on your energy right now. In kind of an ordinary way, we can think of being tired or energetic. And at any particular moment where our energy is somewhere along that scale of being really drained, tired, kind of dull, or being really alert, maybe excited, energetic, full of energy. But when we think of energy as a power, it's not just sort of the level of kind of juice flowing through us, but it's also an intention and an application of persistence, sticking with it. And as I talked about last night, there starts with an initiative. And some enthusiasm. But as we know, if you're going to run a marathon, you want to pace yourself. So we want that energy that can be sustained. So sometimes we have to calm down. And sometimes we have to put a little spark in it. And we're putting effort into examining the mind, the heart, and seeing what might be there. Feelings, thoughts, desires, aversion. What leads to more peace? And what in the mix leads away from peace? Are there unwholesome mental states arising? Or is the mind experiencing wholesome states. Sometimes unwholesome states can be quite subtle, and we don't notice them as such. The first time Ayya Chitananda and I led a group of people to various monasteries in Thailand, where we know the monk, the head monk there, the teacher there, has a reputation of being quite advanced, we could say, a Kruba Ajahn, is the way they say it in Thailand. And we visited various monasteries with our small group at that time. And after 2 weeks, most of the group went home, and we went back to one monastery where Ajahn Ganha lives. Ajahn Ganha trained with Ajahn Chah for part of his monastic life. And when he was quite young, like in his 20s, he had some deep insights. And he's been known now for 50 years as a highly attained monastic and quite psychic. And he had invited us to stay for many days, that's the way he put it. So we went back to his monastery, and when we did, we were settled into a kuti there. Now what's interesting about Ajahn Ganha's monastery, the current one where he lives, is that it's quite large. I think they can fit a couple thousand people there when there's a big event. And the places where we stay, what's called kuti is a word for the meditation hut that a monastic lives in. Usually quite small, but these kutis were rooms in big houses, quite modern and beautiful. And oftentimes the room has its own bathroom. And I was in a room with its own bathroom. But sometimes the houses haven't been, no one stayed in them for a little while, so given it's a tropical climate, things get a bit dirty. So usually when we're assigned to a kuti, the first thing you do is clean it. Whoever left before probably left it clean, but nothing stays that way, as we all know. So I cleaned the room, but I was tired after 2 weeks of, well, first of all, going to Thailand is tiring. I've been doing it for 25 years, and I'm not as young as I used to be. And then 2 weeks of being with people and traveling around Thailand, and I was just like, I don't feel like cleaning the bathroom. So it was a couple days. I hadn't done it yet. And then someone who was visiting from Canada, who I knew a little bit, wanted to come in and see our quarters. And I thought, oh gosh, I'm a little embarrassed about this bathroom, but whatever. So that night, when all of the people, foreigners, Ajahn Ganha at that time would have a meeting under his kuti where the foreigners could come, and translators were there to translate. in his words for all of us, he said, you have to clean your bathroom. Clean your bathroom. Clean it every day. Clean it twice a day. And a friend of mine who lives there later said, but I cleaned my bathroom was clean. I cleaned my bathroom. I said, don't worry, he wasn't talking to you. Well, he went on for quite a while about this. And after we left, I cleaned the bathroom like a little tornado. And I felt much better about it. And I reflected on that. Because it's not just about cleaning the bathroom. It's about identifying that feeling of, ugh, that kind of low energy, I don't feel like doing it, resistance. And I know that feeling. That's a habit I have. Well, I think right now I can say it's a habit I did have. Because when we see this in ourselves and we really have this beautiful opportunity to change it, when you know that energy, then when it comes up, you can go, oh no, I'm not going down this road. Even though you might think, well, that's pretty harmless. But there's a barrier there to the practice that I don't feel like it. Don't put up with that. So when the Buddha says, you shouldn't tolerate unwholesome mental states, he's not just talking about the really big, really ugly ones. He's also talking about any kind of mental state that really holds us back from investigating, from learning, from developing our good qualities. And getting skilled at changing our habits, getting skilled at recognizing that we can do it. It is possible to change habits that we've had all our life. And to not feel bad about having them. It's just conditioning. Conditions can be changed. So if your mind has a habit to lean in the direction of negativity, aversion, criticism, judgment, anger, resentment, dullness, procrastination, whatever it is, see if you can identify it. See if you can notice it and investigate. How does this hold me back? And this isn't about becoming perfect, but it's about learning how to be agile, learning how to change. That is, it's when we decide we want to change something that we can really do it. And then when we're suffering over something, an attachment, a wish for things to be different than they are in the world, we can let that attachment go. We want to be free of suffering. It takes being willing to look at ourselves and what we're doing that's not in accordance with the Dhamma. That instead of following our conditioning and following our personality and following the cultural and social conditioning that we have, we follow the Dhamma, live according to the Dhamma. And if we don't know what the Dhamma is, then we investigate or find people that we've learned through experience that we can trust, who are following the Dhamma and know how to guide people in that and learn from them. So I think we call this practice because that's what we're doing. We're practicing. Practicing getting to know ourselves, practicing recognizing what's Dhamma and what's not Dhamma, practicing to see what's wholesome, what's unwholesome, practicing calming those unwholesome states, not putting up with them, letting them go, bringing up wholesome states instead. Because that's what's going to help us. That's what helps us to be free. Don't have to be embarrassed about the bathroom if I've cleaned it. More than that, I don't have to deal with this sluggish, I don't feel like it, mental state. There's something that really changes in the mind, in the heart. It becomes brighter, like that bronze cup that's used and cleaned and stored in a clean place. And it may seem like a small thing, and it is. It's a small thing. But many small things add up. Like, our practice being drop by drop in the bucket that eventually overflows. So now check in as to what the feeling is. What's your experience hearing the words you've just heard? It's like this. Each of us has a little bit different experience of it. Whatever it is for you, positive, negative, whatever it is being present with that. If there's some kind of negativity, like guilt or aversion, just noticing that. First we notice it, we see it, we're present to it. Accepting that that's the feeling right now. Whatever it is. And notice the part that's observing it. That isn't caught up in that feeling. Whether it's wholesome or unwholesome, good or bad. With Nibbana, all of that duality gets left behind. Is that part that's watching? Is that constant? Is that unconditioned? Is that a refuge? Stable place to stand? A stable place to take your stand? Okay, so please continue meditating, walking, and sitting. And those of you who are on the Tuesday morning list to meet as a discussion group, we're going to be in the cabin with the green door on the other side of the playground. And those who have signed up to see Aya Chitananda this morning, are you going to be... You're going to be in the dining room on the far side in the corner.
Yeah,
So bhikkhunis don't meet with men alone. You need to be in kind of a public place, visible. It's just, it's a rule. We don't. It's not like we don't trust you. It's just good hygiene. And so I think you'll try it in the back corner of the dining room. What? And the cabin's cold. It doesn't have a heater, so you'll be happy about this.
Really quick, somebody someone asked if we could have more than one. Someone asked if we could sign up for more than one interview, and I think there are probably more spots than there are people, so go for it.
It's blinking now, so
It has been, but you could push it again. I did. It turned red.
no, it's on pause.